What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Monday edition of Get Technical.
It's Monday. You know what that means. Markets are back open, excluding the crypto markets. Those were open all weekend.
How's everybody doing? Dude, I'm trying to get these lens wipes. Every single one is dry. What's going on? Trying to put my binoculars on.
I'll talk to Aaron Thomas about that. We'll get some new lens wipes.
Would be great. Jim, no, you're at the wrong place for that. That is, you're not in the right place, bud. All right, what? I want to know the stocks. I want to know the industries. This is where I exploit your labor for my capital gain. Give me the tickers.
Ari's asking me, it's called WIN. What is the ticker? Close. It is called WIN, but it's spelled W.
It's already in chat. Tiny Pie's got it.
And yep, my boy. I'm not going to dox him, but I know who Tiny Pie is.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Tiny Pie's a little smart ass.
He's my boy.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Tiny Pie. Oh, that plant? Dude, I need to remove that plant. That is like, so you guys might not know, I'm a single man living in the city, bachelor. The plant is apparently a turnoff.
What, the dead plant?
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's like a sign. If someone comes in and sees the dead plant, a nice looking female, she's like, oh, this guy can't take care of anything.
Yeah. And then I show her my Pokemon cards collection. And I win her right back, baby.
There you go. She's like, oh, actually, he can take care of something. That's a very nice limited edition Charizard.
Yeah, exactly. Not a man of plants, but a man of culture, I see.
Happy is asking the real questions. Did Ramon win the second game of chess?
Okay, guys. Okay, so we had a little chess match. Apparently, it was Ramon that challenged me. We'll talk about stocks in a minute. I blundered my queen, meaning I moved my queen, which is like your best piece, into a position where it could clearly be killed or taken. And then Ramon, if that's his real name, I think very chivalrously moved his queen or their queen into a position where it could also be taken. Like basically like a big, strong father figure just picked me up like a little baby and just said, yeah, you felt tough beating Aaron Bree, who never plays chess, but it's okay. It's okay. So I want to say I appreciate that. I want a cactus.
Well, Ramon, that was my... What's that George R.R. Martin book series that got really big?
Song of Ice and Fire?
Yeah, that one. They made a TV show about it. You know, in the episode where the little guy, Peter Dinklage, yep. He has Braun fight in the trial by combat for him.
Yeah, that was your champion.
That was my champion, was Ramon.
Yep. I mean, Ramon's good at chess. Yo, I can protect my... Hey, take it easy, crazy. Let's not jump to metaphors, all right?
Spencer, by the way, did the same thing. We played chess like for the first time, and Spencer like set himself up where all I had to do was like make one move to put him in checkmate, and I did. And he was like, I just wanted to see if you would do it. And I was like, I did it.
I love Spencer. All right, guys, give me a 1 in chat if you want to see the chess match tournament. Spencer, me, producer AB, and Chris Capri.
Oh, man, I know who the favorite is.
Traders Who Chess. And you guys can get involved, too. We can make a thing where you guys can sign up to play. All varying degrees. Like, producer AB is like a starter. I'm, like, perpetually stuck at, like, intermediate. Like, that's just where I live.
We can do the winner gets to come on as a special guest of Get Technical on a Friday fun day. For
sure. For sure. Where can you bet? I don't know. We need it. Benzinga needs a betting platform. That's the next thing we need to launch. Someone just quietly mentioned Benzinga should have a betting platform the next time Jason Rasnick is on a stream. And then he'll probably hire someone to make it happen.
It'll happen. If someone puts it in the chat, like, hey, why doesn't Benzinga have like a little betting platform?
And then everyone's 1-1-1-1-1 after that. Jason will make it happen.
Oh man. What else? What have you been watching stocks wise today, Neil?
Today, I gotta be honest, like the only stocks that I've been paying attention to, I'm not in anything. I didn't enter anything for anything short term or swing today, because I planned my day around the market sucking. But I just didn't expect that nice futures bounce. So I was not prepared for the day. It happens, guys. I'm sorry, I was not prepared for the day. So most of the stuff that I'm getting notifications about and FOMO about are around Wish. So I mean that should come as no surprise to everybody. That's like FOMO stock of the day. Fubo, I mean, let's check it out. Let's get the screen share going. We can actually talk about some stocks.
Yeah, I was just checking out my portfolio and I was trying to figure out why it's up, and I think it's because of Fubo.
Nice. AHT. all going according to plan. I'm 50% mean that, 50% don't mean that. All right, so let's get Fubo first. Fubo looks awesome. Great move today, coming out of a corrective phase. Great move. The volume, we'd like to see this volume pick up, but it's definitely not dry here.
I was just going to say, it looks like it's making that move off not a lot of, I mean, like above average volume maybe, but not like a huge volume spike.
Yeah, we had this drip after some pretty significant impulses, but look at the magnitude of this impulse. I mean, one thing that we want to see is volume to really come in like it has for past impulses. But I think it would stand to reason that these are heavy demand zones at these price levels, more than up here once we start getting closer to resistance. So that makes sense to me. So one thing that I talked about, so if you guys follow me on Twitter at Neil Sweets, I was talking a lot about the anchored VWAP. Not a lot, but like we had a little thing going. But I would like to pull out the anchored VWAP here as well as the anchored volume profile. So I'll get the volume profile thing going first, so we can just see sort of where the demand and supply zones are here. This is FuboTV. If you guys have a smart TV or I believe like a Roku, Fubo should be a channel on there. So this is like sports streaming, if I'm not mistaken. Not that I care about the technical or the fundamentals about it. Am I correct on that, Mr. Bree?
You are correct. Yep. Fubo is looking to become like the premier. So you got Hulu and Netflix for your shows and movies, but then you have Fubo for your live sports. That's what they're trying to do. And yeah, interesting company.
Ari Drizzen, what should I put my life savings into? Charity, and then move to Tibetan monastery. Probably end up a lot happier than all the psychos that are in this chat right now. All right, so let's see. We got Fubo right up here. I bet Chris Capri would agree with that.
I was just gonna say, yeah. Although Chris Capri has if you ever talk to him about his like ideologies, he has a very interesting outlook on like how you can be a trader but Buddhist at the same time. Because like to me, it seems like very antithetical, right? Like one side you like don't care about. What? No,
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, but I mean, his outlook is cool. I like it.
So today on Get Technical, we all get high and talk about Buddhism, chess, and stocks.
Smoking too much of that grass.
Smoking too much of that grass in my dorm room back then. All right, so I'm
Fibonacci.
Yeah, back then it was nothing but Fibonacci and grass. Those are good old days. I miss that. All right, so I'm looking for the damn volume profile tool. Talk to me. I have it down here. Where's my anchored vol? There we go, buddy.
I like how you asked on your Twitter. You were like, "Would you rather have the what was it? The EMA or the?" What'd you ask if you could only?
I asked if you would rather have the Fibonacci retracement tool or the VWAP.
Oh yeah. And someone was like, "I want both," and you're like, "That's not how this question works."
Yeah, that did actually frustrate me. I'm like, what? I bet you're fun on game night.
Yeah.
So what I was trying to say here is that this was the demand zone. So clearly we see this like big kind of volume come in around these levels. This is volume by price. And this is also a little shelf area. So now that we're sort of breaking above it, not a lot of overhead supply here. This is looking pretty good for this area. If we go back a little bit further, it might change. I am anchoring my volume profile tool to the previous high. I'm going to do something a little funkadelic right now. All right. I'm going to switch to TrendSpider. We're going to get Fubo. I like TrendSpider for a lot of reasons. Backtesting is one of them. Great backtesting tool. Shout out to Jake of TrendSpider. If you guys don't follow him on Twitter, make sure you do. But another reason to like, let's get the trends off of here. Another reason to like TrendSpider is that it has the, I believe, Alpha Trends anchored VWAP. That was the topic of discussion on the Twitterverse over the weekend. So what I'm going to do here is open my indicators. I'm going to turn off all of my indicators. Nice clean chart. I'm going to close my market scanner, which, by the way, I will be releasing a new scanner called Neil's Big Juicy Bottoms. Not kidding. That I'll link you guys to. And then let's get our indicators open here. I don't want these. Get going. And I want anchored VWAP. So VWAP. Guys, give me a 1 in chat if you guys use VWAP. Give me a 1 in chat if you use VWAP. Give me a 2 if you don't and you want to learn more about it. Thanks, AB. So this one doesn't work. Lots of VWAP users here. So I'm anchoring the VWAP for Fubo month to date, very beginning of the month, June 1st. And we can see that it's been obeying that young VWAP. So what we were looking for is always, I'm not sure. This one doesn't let me do my Bob Ross thing like I like to. We're always looking for those corrective phases following impulses. So we've just got a really big impulse. This is obviously profit taking central based on this previous resistance. It depends on what you want, but I would expect. Look at this. Can I draw? I got to get another session with my man Jake. So look, big candle up, two-day candle corrective phase, followed by a big impulse up. This is a little bit of a return to the VWAP here. Big impulsive move up, 3 candle. If I can move this, 3 candle correction down to the VWAP. Big impulsive up, another 2 candle. I copy and paste. Come on. Guys, I'm not used to this platform, so I apologize to those that are. I know a lot of folks in here use TrendSpider. It's an excellent platform. At any rate, I'm just trying to draw circles to illustrate to you guys. Every time this puppy touches down on this this VWAP here, anchored to the beginning of the month, we're getting that pop. So this is, I think, in my mind, to my eyes, a pretty reliable indicator or line of support to use with this asset. Also, as always, keeping in mind overall price structure in knowing your upcoming resistance zones and, as needed, your support zones. Now, you can anchor your VWAP to different positions, which is really nice. So I was trying to anchor the VWAP to the highest high. So let me see if I can get that going, because I wanted to anchor it right here. And if anyone knows how to manually anchor, because I want to be able to take this anchor and then drag it to this. That would be sweet. And if we don't do that, Jake, if you're watching, we got to get it. All right, so you can kind of do that. So let me go back over here to Fubo. Let me delete all my drawings. What I can do here is take anchored VWAP and see if this works. And we'll anchor it to I'm back in trading view now to the 22nd of December 2020. So we tell it. This one's less visual, so we just got to tell it the actual date. I'm trying to anchor it to this and see if it gives us any more information that we can use to trade here. So then this is the month. What was this? It was December. All right, 12th month, 22nd day. Just say 10 a.m. Whatever. Yeah, this little script that I have for this anchor VWAP not working, not making me a happy guy. This one. Let's see if we can get this puppy going. All right, VWAPage. I'll add another one. So I'm setting up 2 VWAP indicators. And there was a question in chat. Can you tell me how to use VWAP? You can enter the VWAP. Chris. Chris, you dog. Just a reminder, this is a 13 plus platform. So I'm trying to anchor this young VWAP to the... Okay, hold on. Let's just do quarter to date and see what happens. Don't like it. Don't like it, but here. So you got a question about how to use VWAP. If I anchored it to the very beginning of the quarter, April 1st, this is the volume weighted average price. We can see that, and I got to turn on the thing where, hold on, turn on mouse, click circle. What is that effect? What is that effect? I got to turn that shit on. Easier to locate. We're going to do it right now, really fast. Settings, ease of access, settings, ease of access, mouse settings, turn on mouse numeric, change other mouse options, cursor speed. I'm speed running this. Cursor speed. What? Why? Ease of mouse to see the 2 options shown there. First, let's change pointer color. Oh, what? Why doesn't it do the thing? Additional mouse options. Pointer, none. Pointer options. Where's the circle? Boom! How many seconds was that?
32.
All right, let's see if it works. Oh, it's not working. All
right, Jake's a little bit busy. His wife is going into labor today, so everyone congratulate Jake.
Big congratulations to Jake.
We will not be, going to him with problems at TrendSpider. He's got bigger things today.
Let's get him on the... He's got his phone. Should be not that hard.
Yeah,
Jeez, it's not like his arms are broken.
Yeah, let's get his priorities straight.
So using VWAP here, we can see that below the VWAP is sort of a bearish area to be. And as we approach it, well, it totally depends on how you use it. Basically, the VWAP here is resistance when you're below it. When you get to it, you can look at that as a signal to go short. Once you start to get to a support level here, if you're trading Fubo, you would target the VWAP here. Right, and then once you got it, and you started to see this turnaround, which this neutral candle here at the top, that's like a pretty obvious, like this is about to go the other way, candle. And then you can take a short position, and then we got the longs coming in here again, and you can see that we consolidate right around the VWAP. So the VWAP is use it just like a moving average. That's all there is to it. It's just more versatile. And I think actually superior to most moving averages. However, moving averages should not be kicked out of your playbook because all investors now goes look at them and use those as meaningful levels. So the 50, the 20, 21, the 200-day moving average, even the 500-day moving average should always be things that you're pulling up on your chart to figure out where's support, where's the next level of resistance, where's an area that we want to be for the rest of the market to start looking at this like it's in a bullish trend, those types of things, or at least like at a bullish level, not quite a trend. At any rate, you do a sort of a handoff. The idea here is we found a nice anchor for the VWAP. It is helpful here. I think we could do something a little bit different with our anchoring to make it not just a resistance zone all over. However, this is extremely helpful during this phase. But then once we started to deviate away from the VWAP, see how we started to get out of that realm of magnetism, out of its orbit. That's when you're looking to anchor your VWAP to a different position that the chart seems to be obeying. And dollars to donuts, if it's been obeyed it for a couple of impulsive and corrective moves, it will again. And that's where if you're placing your proper stop losses and you have a reason behind it, the reason behind it is VWAP says this, then you can make an intelligent trade. Right now, we just had our impulsive move. We're hitting this resistance from back here. So maybe looking for a little bit of correction. However, breaking out above this level could be really good. And that's where we're going to start looking to get to 34.67 and then starting to get to 43.07 and then back to this, what I believe is all-time high, 57.38. Always keeping in mind things like RSI and volume to know when the overall trend is starting to peter out. But for swing traders, especially because these are like 3 and 4 day periods, VWAP is just killer here. Watch for the bounce, get in, and once it starts to return, you can take a short position or just get out. So really good tool there. I'm using TrendSpider, great tool. Principal reason I'm using it right now is just because it has this nice anchored VWAP thing. I would really like to know from Chris, because I know that he is a man of the charts. Weird song. A man of the charts. How he uses the VWAP, because he's a trading view man. I'm having a hard time with this like community script. I want an anchored VWAP where I don't have to freaking enter the day and date manually. Question from Amrinder Singh.
Oh my! All right. Amrinder, you scared me. I went and checked the market, and SPY's up like 1.3% right now. So I'm going to assume you were talking about crypto markets, and that would make sense because I made the title something Bitcoin related. But oh wow, now there's stuff going on here too.
Do you hear the alarm in the background?
Yeah, I do.
Is that why you kicked me out?
You should be evacuating right now, Neil.
All right, guys, full disclosure. I live in an old building in Detroit. Every time they do anything in the building, like replace like a flower in the lobby, it sets the alarm off. I might. This is allegedly, every time this goes off, I just ignore it.
What if it's like the boy who cried wolf? What if this is like the one time that you need to be evacuated?
I'm on the 3rd story. I'll do it.
All right. Good to know. Neil might
I've got good legs. I'm 31. I got good legs.
Neil does have some good legs. I saw them for the first time in person the other day.
I come into the office wearing shorts. Proud of my gams. All right. Just thighs just stomping through the Benzinga office. Feeling good. First thing Jason Rasnick says. Jason Rasnick stops in his tracks. Stops everyone. Hey, everyone. Neil, those legs are looking thick.
Yeah, Neil's walking on tree trunks over here. And then he was telling Jason about the dolphin kicks he does. Like he puts the weights on the back of his legs and just does little merman kicks.
So what I do, this is like my end of day thing, is I get out my little trading journal, and sometimes I put personal stuff in there too. And I get on my belly on my bed, and I write in it with my gel pen, and I strap dumbbells to my legs and lift them up like a mermaid in the back. That was the excuse I gave to Jason Rasnick, because I stole his adjustable dumbbell set and I've been using it for the past like year and a half to get swole.
But yeah, as far as the crypto market goes, you know, I said this earlier, I think we could see some more pain in the short term. I mean, I don't know, you know, what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball, but looking at the technicals of Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're like blowing through previous support levels.
Everybody just chill out. Like if you're a long-term investor, that's, you know, whatever. You're going to take some serious pain for a little while. This is, I mean, it's probably going to break down a little bit more. But like if you're a long-term investor, there's nothing to be said here. You can trade within this range though. As long as this is a range-bound situation, you can trade this all day. But also, I don't know why you would. There's so many other currencies that you can more reliably get like 20% moves in like a day or 2 days. I mean, I can list them right here.
I think the alarm's getting louder.
I was hoping the music would cover it up.
It's certainly
I don't actually do leg curls. I should though.
Wait, so the mermaid kicks was a lie?
Yeah, I made that. Dude, you don't know.
You sounded so convicted when you were telling Jason. You're like, yeah, I've been using them to do the. I was like, oh, that's like a cool little. I was gonna start doing them because of how good your legs looked. So
no, I mean, I'll tell you. You want to know what I do? We'll talk stocks, but I gotta tell you what I do every single day: one arm workout, one chest workout, cardio 1 hour, and then squats.
Okay.
Every single day. I don't care.
Like body squats, or do you put some weight on that?
Nothing. Just standing up, going down, and I have a weighted vest, and I sometimes do that.
All right. So what would be like the...
And I'm watching old episodes of myself on Get Technical while I'm doing it.
What would be the support level that if it dropped below is when you would really be like, all right, now we're not in range. We're in free for all mode. Like, is there one point where it would, if you were like a long-time Bitcoin, all the way down there, what is that, 8,000?
Yeah. I mean, you could also look at this. I mean, it's clear. It's very clear.
Right now, where like isn't there's a previous support level at about 30,000, or is it right below 30,000?
I would say 20.
20.
Yeah, and because so look. So we're looking at Bitcoin on the 1 day chart. One is this can go lower because look at these levels. So you've got these, but look at the last shelf that we had. Right around here. That's like your 22 whatever range. We could drag it down a little bit lower for that red candle. 21.
I'm looking at that first one, the one that's up at like 29 or so. And if it drops, that one. What's that at? 20.
Yeah, I mean it could, but here's the thing. Like there's so much volume. Everyone in the world is watching this chart. The amount of free fall that has happened here, I think happens again. I think this is just a corrective phase for a larger thing. So if we look at this like a typical rounding top, yes, you can do the Wyckoff thing on it, but Wyckoff is just a rounding top or a rounding bottom. So let me get my arc tool. So we'll call that the neckline. We measure down from the very top of Bitcoin. We've done this on the chart like 14 times. Then you add that to the neckline. And then look where it gets you. Exactly where I just said.
Wow.
So that's resolution of a rounding top. So if you got a rounding top, you find the absolute high point, you find the neckline of the rounding top, which is very clear here. Look, it's also resistance right here. And then you get down here before you start getting that demand. I think this is a demand zone. So let's do a little fancy thing. We'll make it real nice for everyone. Everyone screen cap this. This is your demand zone. And you just got a shaboozy ton of overhead supply up here.
Well, let's see what our main man, Chris Capri, has to say about this.
Yeah, let's get him in here. What's up?
Yo, what's happening?
Not much. Let's get Ramon off here. Ramon's depressed me. How are you doing, Chris?
Very good. Yourself?
Great. I tune out the alarm. Is the alarm gone?
It's gone.
Stopped, right?
It's gone. Yeah, the Chernobyl warnings are over. If your skin starts looking weird tomorrow, then I think we should probably you should probably see a specialist about that.
That's all right. I'm so used to the Detroit water anyway, so I can take everything. So Chris, you were looking at Fubo, you said.
Yes. Let me get the share screen on.
Wait, hold on, really quick. Wait. Technical analysis does not work with Bitcoin.
Blasphemy. Yes, it does.
That's insane. That's like the most insane thing I've ever heard. All right, sorry. Keep going, Chris.
Okay, Fubo. So I'm glad you were talking about it. I'm actually long Fubo right now. We have both long stock and options on Fubo. Let's go into, we'll start off with weekly, and then I want to get into 4 hour and 1 hour. Even we'll look at the 5 minute real quick, and then we'll talk about option plays on this. So if you look at Fubo, this is the weekly chart, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Assuming this week closes up, we have 6 out of the last 7 weeks bullish. You are seeing that in the face of something that was like, 14 out of 16 weeks bearish. So they eventually hit a line in the sand, and buyers are just like, this thing is way undervalued at this point, and we're going to come in with a large amount of force, because not only did they push it, but 6 out of 7 weeks bullish, that is not common for a stock unless you had a serious amount of institutional interest at that point. So I think a combination of institutional interest and option players came in, felt like it was undervalued at this point, and they actually had to hedge by buying Fubo. So on a long-term perspective and a swing perspective, very bullish. And you'll notice that the anchored VWAP here on the monthly, so my weekly is anchored to the monthly. It says VWAP, monthly HLC there. It literally just pulled into this and is launched. So I like it on a medium-term perspective, swing perspective. Looking at the 4 hour, you can see that we had a nice impulsive corrective series here. So here's your breakout right there. Mm-hmm. Impulsive corrective into VWAP, impulsive corrective into VWAP. Impulsive shoots back, but then what it does, it finds this base of support around 27. And it was kind of holding this, and we're kind of breaking out of this right now. So I feel like if you're not already long, I feel like Fubo over the next month, so we're talking July expiry, I would look to get long Fubo for the month of June and July. And when I look at potential locations, I look at a few locations that look good to me. If by some chance we get to the base of this here, which is where this pullback stalled, found buyers, tested it a second time, found liquidity, bounced higher, I feel like your 28, just sub 28, is a good location for either long stock or a long option. You know, you can get long calls here. You can get long calls, or you can do a bull call spread, which would be you buy the 28 and then you sell a further out of the money strike. Since we've already cleared these highs, I feel like that would be if you're buying the 28. Like, let's say we get a dip down to here and it does go to the 28. I think buying the 28 and selling the 31 would be a potentially good bull call spread. But now that we're above this, I feel like we can start extending the strikes beyond that. If you can't get a 28 price, then I think your next best price is 29 and then 30 strikes. 30 strike isn't bad. It's a round number. It's going to attract a lot of liquidity. There's a decent amount of price action there and there. So when I look at that, you can do a 28, 31. So you can sell the 31. You can do a 29. And then you can look for maybe a 32. So you'd sell the 32 bull call spread. Or if you really think that Fubo is going to end up much higher, and I think it's by July expiry, which is the 16th, day before my birthday. I think Fubo is probably going to close between 32 and 34. When I look at the options in terms of open interest, you got about 255,000 calls, 100,000 puts, and about 22% of that is rolling off this Friday. The top open interest put is only $20. I don't see it getting to $20. And short-term options, not a whole lot of people before today above the 30 strike. Now that we've cleared that, you're starting to see a lot more calls beyond 30, 31, 32, 33. So it's filling in the calls between 28, 29, 30, which gives it room to potentially push higher.
Okay, so
when I look at that,
let me pump the brakes really quick. So just so folks are following, Chris Capri just busted in the door like the Kool-Aid man with an actual trade idea. It's a bull call spread. So give me a 1 in chat if you're following. Give me a 2 if you have questions about how that works. We did have a couple Mondays over the past few weeks dedicated to Chris teaching how these work, why they work, and how they relate to both the chart and the options chain, or like how you're using that information to construct these to make an educated prediction. So yeah, looks like everyone's following. That's great. And then Chris, I wanted to ask you really quick. So you are using the VWAP, and that's been sort of my theme, at least for the past 20 minutes. Do you have a set sort of time frame or date that you anchor it to, or when you're going into a different time frame, different stock, do you adjust it until you find something that works?
That's a great question. So I have different anchor periods based upon the time frame. I don't adjust it from there because I feel like that's kind of curve fitting. So if you're day trading, which for me is my 5-minute, 1-minute charts, I use the session VWAP, which is what you should be doing. And so you can see under the indicators here, I use the VWAP. It's VWAP session high, low, close. If you search under indicators and just go VWAP, it should be this one or this one. And what this one does is under the settings, it allows you to anchor it to whatever period you want to.
Yep.
So for day trading, I'll anchor it to session. When I'm short-term day trading or swing trading, like day trading, you can define it as scalping. You can define it as, hey, I'm getting in out within 20 minutes or an hour or something like that. There's also day swing trading, which is basically, hey, I want to buy early in the session, hold it till the end of the session, capture as much of that swing as possible. You could use the session VWAP for that, but sometimes the market will pull to the weekly VWAP. So on the 1 hour and 4 hour charts, I anchor it to the week, and it'll say VWAP week. So it's anchored to the week, and I don't adjust that at all. It's important to understand that in the beginning of the month, most of the VWAPs are going to be around the same, especially the higher ones, because they don't have prior data to go back upon. But as you get later and later in the month, then they'll start to separate a lot because they have more data to anchor to. So for the weekly VWAPs, if I'm trading 1 hour and 4 hour, it's anchored to the week. And for that, to me, is a combination of swing trading, or sometimes there's short-term day trading opportunities. Like you get these corrected pullbacks into VWAP, and that could potentially become a day trading opportunity because you could buy that, try and get the pop, and then close out the end of the session. It can also be a swing trading opportunity. You feel like, hey, that's going to hold, and I'm going to keep buying that. Or I keep staying long until it starts to lose that. So that's what I use it on the 1 hour and 4 hour. And then anything above that, daily, weekly, monthly, I just anchor it to the month. And so that's VWAP month. You can just change in the anchor period there, anchor period, month, whichever one you want. And that's it. And so the monthly one is, daily, weekly, monthly timeframes. And that's like medium-term, long-term position trading. You want to hold it for a quarter, maybe half the year, maybe a year. You feel like something is going to have a good run. You would hold it until it closes below that, and then you would say, okay, this is done. So that's the rough and ready version of how I use VWAP.
So thank you for the rough and ready. That's about all we're capable of absorbing here at Get Technical. So appreciate that, guys. Chris is the man of trade ideas. He's got the setups ready. I think we need to get this video up to some more likes. I don't think we're nearly high enough. We need to get to at least 100, and let's get 300 watching, only 40 likes. Yeah, that's insane. Let's get this up to at least 100 likes, and we'll get another trade idea. And so what we can do, Chris, is let us know what you're watching, and then let's get the setup once we get those likes up.
Deal. Real quick, what's his name? Had a question. Mitchell Zemanesek. Apologize if I misspelled your last name. I'd appreciate a short explanation on a bull call spread and maybe a link to that explanation. So I think they did share the link in that. If they didn't, they should share the link in that. It's a prior thing there. And they did give a brief explanation of it. But to give you an idea of what a bull call spread in a very simple explanation. So a call, if you're long calls, you are bullish on that stock. And that gives you the opportunity to buy the stock at or above at that strike price before it expires. So a simple call, we'll just use a plus sign for a call and a C for call, is you're bullish on the stock and you think it's going to go above your strike price. So maybe I bought the 25 calls. I think this is going to be worth more than $25 at the end of it. That's a bullish play. A bull call spread is combining two legs. So it's a combination of a long call and a short call further out of the money. And the reason why you would do that is sometimes buying the calls at the money or even slightly, out of the money are expensive if implied volatility is high. And that can make the long calls expensive. Maybe you don't want to pay a $10, $20, $30 premium on long calls. Well, you can reduce that cost of that long call position by selling a call further out of the money. When you sell calls, you collect a premium. So if you're buying calls, you're going to pay a premium on that, but then you're selling another call, so you'll collect a premium for that. So essentially, you're getting a long position with a slightly lesser premium price to get into it. Now, on a profit perspective, on a P&L perspective, it simply looks like this. Here's your P&L diagram and options charts. This is your price. This is your P&L. Here's your break even. A long call is simply like this. That's a long call. And as long as the price keeps going up, this thing keeps gaining in value. A bull call spread alters that by one adjustment. The bull call spread costs amount to get into it. It increases in price, but your profit is maximized at the call that you're selling. So if you're selling the call here at, say, 35 and you bought the 30, well, you will get profit all the way up to 35. And then after that, you won't gain any more profit. It's capped out. It's capped out because while your long call is making money, your long 30 call is making money, your short 35 call is losing money, and it caps your profit at that point. So that's what it looks like from a P&L standpoint. That's a basic explanation of a bull call spread. And sometimes I recommend that when IV is high, because you can capitalize on that IV instead of buying just a call by itself. You sell another call to get some of that high IV premium. So yes. Okay, so that's that there. All right, so I think I've covered that one there. while the likes are okay, we're getting there 71. Okay, so Roblox is another potential trade idea that if we get to 100 likes, we'll answer that. So Roblox is something that we actually took a position on today. And we have also options on that. I have a few others. Novavax, very interesting stock. DocuSign, HD, and that's it. So if we can get to the 100 likes, then we will share exactly what those trade ideas are. In the meantime, I'll answer some questions.
Yeah, and also producer AB is working on getting the link to the last times that Chris was on, where he gave more examples, real life examples of those spread setups.
Thank you, AB, for that. Okay, so Hunt Scrambler, market will tank before then, and Fubo will go down with it. Possibly, possibly not. Market's tanking in and of itself doesn't mean that an individual stock has to go down. Fubo could have really good reasons. They could have good numbers. They could have a good positive news catalyst. And, who knows what the markets are going to do with them. They could or could not tank. People have been saying markets should tank for years, and they haven't. It took a global virus for the markets to go down, and even then they recovered that within months. So it's a possibility. That's certainly a possibility. It's a possibility it may not happen. Okay. Zero Sen, buy a call closer at the money or in the money and sell a call out of the money on the same date. Yeah, they have to be the same expiration dates. So both calls have to be the same expiration dates. That's super, super important. So if I'm buying the July 15th Fubo calls at 29 and I want to do a bull call spread and sell the 33s, maybe I think it's going to get to 33 or above that, but then it'll stall out. So I sell the 33s. I also want to make sure I'm selling for the same expiry, which would be the July OpEx. So thank you for clarifying that. Is BYND setting up for another squeeze? Price and unbalanced volume haven't gone down for weeks after the recent rally. We'll take a look at that. We're not at 100 likes yet. Justin Goodman, good to see you. Does it stand to reason that if we aren't prepared for random assignment because of account size or margin reasons on an instrument, we shouldn't be trading it? No, I don't think so. I mean, if at all possible, you do want to avoid situations, but you got to understand that if you get assigned from your brokerage, most brokerages like Thinkorswim, like we got assigned, I think we got assigned like, what was it? We had like 10 contracts on the SPX and we got assigned on them. And the SPX is a big index, it's 4,000 right now, 4,200. So imagine getting 10 contracts assigned on the SPX. That's 1,000 shares on SPX. And what did our broker do? They're like, hey, you got assigned. They let us know on the date it expired. The next day we came in, it said, look, you're assigned. If you keep this open past a certain time of the day, you will have to take a margin call in this because it's going to take about $500,000 out of your account. And we already had, 30 positions rolling like that. So basically, when the market opened the next day, it's like, hey, you're assigned. If you keep this open beyond X amount of hours today, this will increase your margin requirements. That will be an issue. Do you want to close it right now? And we're just like, yeah, we'll close it right now. And luckily, we got assigned, and it moved in the direction from our assignment. So we made money on that. And that money ended up offsetting the losses we took on that leg of the option that we were assigned. So it ended up working out well for us. But depends upon your broker. Contact your broker and say, hey, what happens if I get assigned? Does it immediately raise my margin requirements? Do I have X amount of hours from the market open to do that? Each broker is going to be different about that. So super important that you know that. Zeno, the call you sell is protected by the call you bought. If you get assigned on your short leg, you're long, you'll be likely to be exercised by your broker, but not necessarily. Like if you're doing a bear call spread, you're selling an at the money call and you're buying a further out of the money call. So you could get assigned on the short call that's at the money, but your long call might not be in the money for that to protect your short call. So it depends upon the type of option. Yeah. What days their expiration do you go for in your credit spreads or cash secure puts, considering theta and gamma? That's a great question, Parpy. In terms of expirations, in terms of days to expiration, that depends upon what are the option open interest flows on that stock. Where is the majority of gamma expiring? For example, Fubo right now has 21% of its options rolling off this Friday. Well, I'm going to trade that differently than if I have 40% options rolling off this Friday. Or what if the biggest option expiry is 30% of the options, but it's not till July? That's going to affect my days to expiration. So there's no fixed answer to that. I don't say, oh, I only trade weeklies or only trade monthlies. I trade based upon the open interest and where is the biggest OpEx, because wherever the biggest gamma is, wherever the most amount of gamma options are lined up on that particular stock, will determine where the hedging flows and the biggest amount of order flow change is going to be. Is it this Friday? Is it a month from now? That changes. So I always want to be sensitive to where is the most amount of gamma in the market expiring. So yeah, it's a great question. Yeah. And there's, there's that. And then there's also, if you're short options, which is credit spreads, theta works for you. You want time to expire. Well, the price action is going to give you clues on whether there's a chance for an increase in volatility or decrease. Impulsive moves signify an increase in volatility. Corrective moves signal a decrease in volatility. So that would change how theta is going to play out for me, and that's going to change my days to expiration. That's super, super important that I understand that. Also, is the market in positive gamma or negative gamma? Positive gamma is when the market is net long options. Positive gamma matters because when you're in positive gamma environment, volatility is reduced. Is the market net short options? If so, that's negative gamma. And when there's negative gamma, volatility increases. So there's no one simple fixed answer for that. You have to be looking at positive, negative gamma. Where's the largest gamma expiries? And what is the price action all communicating to me? When you can look at all those things, it should give you a synthesis of like, okay, based on that, this is my best days to expiration. So yeah, it's a great question. Are we there yet? Oh, we're so close.
We're so close.
Oh, we went down. I thought we went down a leg.
No. I don't know. Whoever did that should feel bad. We need. Looks like we need 5 more likes to get the next trades. Guys, come on, 5 likes.
Show me the likes. Show me the likes.
You guys know how it works. This is YouTube. You gotta like the videos. 5 more to go.
That was a great question, Parpy, though. Hopefully I've answered your question. That's a great question. That shows me that if you were able to understand my answer even to like half of that, that shows me you have some pretty good skills in understanding options. So great question on that. 102. I think it's go time. I got about 5 minutes. Let's go through some of the next plays. Okay, Roblox. So I took a long stock position on this. I already had some options expire last Friday on this. And we got assigned in that. We had cash secure puts. We got assigned in it. Roblox has roughly 32% of the options rolling off this Friday. And in terms of open interest, there's about 180,000 calls and there's about 130,000 puts. When I look at the top open interest calls before today and the top open interest puts, I didn't see a whole lot of puts below 80. Like the majority of puts were their strikes were right around the 80. That tells me that those on the bear side were not really anticipating much losses beyond 80. And for those that were selling cash secure puts, they felt like 80 was a good price to get long. So we took a long position today, or added to our long position today on the 80 strike or just below the 80 strike. And look what happened to Roblox as it opened. So Roblox had a little bit of a base right around 80. It sells off aggressively on the open, but what does it do? Finds an immediate bid at 79. Strong buying pressure right off that, like immediately reverses it. So you sell in the open, and then the market just says, and then reverses it back up really fast. And what does it do? It starts to find a consistent bid around 80. That tells me that there, at least for today, there was some very strong hedging flows and option flows right around 80. And after basing, launches, impulsive, corrective, impulsive, hits the 84 and now is pulling back a little bit. So maybe we'll take profit intraday on our long Roblox position, but I feel like there's a fair amount of hedging and buying interest around between 80 and 79. So on a short-term basis, considering there's about a third of the options are rolling off this Friday. This answers Parpy's question, days to expiration. Hey, I got 1/3 of the options rolling off this Friday. So I would probably want to get long calls either at 80 or 79. And I could do a long bull call spread. Buy the 80, and we know the market can get up to 83, so sell the 83, or buy the 79 and also sell the 83. We know the market can get up here, so that would be my target. Set the expiry for this Friday. Ideally, we get that move Tuesday or Wednesday, because as we start getting to Thursday and Friday, that theta will start to get really heavy on our long options. So that would be my thoughts on Fubo. Do I have enough time for one more call out, Neil? Or one more?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
AB says yes. Okay. Which one do I want to do? Docu or Novex? Docu or Novex? Or HD? I like HD. Okay, we'll go with HD. So HD got about 112,000 calls, 118,000 puts, so relatively balanced. And there's the next major OPEX is July 16th, day before my birthday. Saying that again. So when I look at the top open interest calls, I'm not seeing a whole lot of calls before today beyond the 330 strike. And when I look at puts, I'm not seeing a whole lot of puts below 290. So I feel like somewhere between 290 and 300, there is a layer of support from options and hedging flows that will kind of underpin that. And when I look at what's happened with HD lately, it's been selling off. As soon as lumber starts selling off, HD starts selling off. Go figure, the prices of lumber go down. It affects HD's profits. You look at the consistent selling off, though, and then we get to 300, and you get a little bit of a bounce. Then what does it do? Let's zoom in a little bit. We get to 300 for the first time, have a little bit of a bounce, about a $5 bounce. Then it floats to the end of the week. This is Friday. And what happens? We get below 300 and the market says, even though you've been selling off $20, $30 over the last 2 weeks, 300, we're going to buy this. We hit this level here. We shot a little bit past it. Boom. Starts buying, strong into the close, strong in pre-market, and then on the open, it's strong. So this tells me there's some hedging long stock interest in HD around 300. This is a very sharp bounce. This bounce over the last 2 days eclipsed roughly 1, 2, 3, 4 days of selling. So 2 sessions of buying eclipsed 4 days of selling. That tells me there's a fair amount of interest at 300. And so I'm not sure if HD is going to get back to 300, but if it does, I'm thinking, and we can look at the 4 hour real quick, I'm thinking that we could get long the 300 and maybe sell the 305 or sell the 310. At 310, it might encounter resistance, but if we get a corrective pullback into 300, I would like to do a long bull call spread on HD, buy the 300s, sell the 310 for the July 16th expiry. And I think that could be a pretty good play. I think 300 is probably the bottom of this pullback, maybe 295, 293. But I think at that point, HD is going to continue to find buying interest. The other great thing about being long HD, good interest, good dividend, 2.18%. So if you wanted to, and you feel like HD is going to be above 300 for the year, you could take a leap, which is a long-term option play. You could do the December, January expiry. You'll collect a dividend. You can buy a 300 and sell something further out, like a 320 or 330. And then you could collect dividends on that and have a nice bull call spread to take profit on towards the end of the year. So that is my HD trade idea.
I lost the money on XLB when it first started happening, but I'm ready to go back in. Chris, that is awesome. Really quick, I'm seeing a lot of chatter on social about Dogecoin, which Dogecoin's volume has been absolutely drying up. So I just want to see what we got going on here. I haven't looked at it today.
Sure. Okay, let's do BitREX on that. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch it right now, to be honest. I don't like this at all for a lot of reasons. First off, Dogecoin started to get a little bit of volume here, but nothing was happening. has a big explosion of volume, nice move. This is an impulsive, this is a corrective structure, and then it just gets this huge expansion of volatility. But the volume is not as big as it was this time around. And so what I think what was happening is that, you kind of got this meme hype thing going on Dogecoin, but then you see that as we're making higher and higher peaks, volume's trailing off. That means that the institutional players are taking profit as we get higher and higher and higher. If the institutional players were buying, you wouldn't see volume trailing off like that. Once we hit that peak of 70 cents, we haven't seen volume return to anything, and now it's virtually nothing. So no institutions have come back in. No large whales have come back in. Nobody has really come back in, or you wouldn't see volume continue to decline for 6 out of the last 7 weeks. You wouldn't see a trail off like that. So if I had to guess anything, I think Doge is going back at least to 10 cents, maybe even 5 cents. Will we see people step back in at that time? Possibly. But you got to understand that Dogecoin, the inventor even admitted himself. He's like, look, I sold off all my coins a long time ago, and I didn't invent this to actually be a type of infrastructure type coin or something that had legitimate things. I created it for a meme. And when you have that, and then you compare it to Ethereum or Bitcoin or other things like Cardano or Chainlink or whatever, those have specific functions. And so where institutions going to eventually put their flows in, they're not going to put something in that had no design function behind it other than to be a meme. So where institutions are going to park their money, they're going to put in coins. If they are long crypto or they bullish on crypto, they're going to put it in cryptos that they feel are going to offer them a long-term value because they have an infrastructure need to people. So I'm not surprised to see this. You've had expanding technicals, declining volume, whales are out of it at this point. This is not the time to be long Doge.
Yeah, and so what I would add to that is, if volume does come in, despite all the fundamental things that Chris, you just delineated, if it comes in, then it's a lot easier to trade something that has volume. You know, so that chart is a chart that is a story of bag holding. So just trying to trade based on reality, what we see on the charts. Look, I'm not trying to establish a personal or religious relationship with any tradable asset. So don't at me, please.
Yeah,
please
and if you do get that spike in volume, you're going to want to see some transitions in the price action, because you could see the spike in volume that could be a stop loss too. That could be a whale who's like closing out their position basically. And that causes the spike in that. So, it could be somebody who just hit a catastrophic stop loss and then they're like, okay, I'm done. And then you see a big spike in volume. But if you don't see the transition in the price action on the lower time frames, you don't see it stabilizing from its sell-off, then that's probably, that happening. We haven't seen anything in the 5 minute, the 1 hour, 4 hour that's showing there's a transition. There's no transition in this right now. In fact, there's an acceleration right now. So until you see a transition with the volume spike, you really don't have a legitimate technical reason to get long Doge. If you start to see that, you start to see the price action go sideways, you start to see volume picking up, then there might be some accumulation going on.
All right, Chris, where can folks get some more of that Chris goodness?
Second Skies Trading, my YouTube channel. I am live pre-market streams on Monday or Wednesdays here and Get Technical every Monday for talk about options. And the next few Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific, we're doing classes. Or you can check out our website, secondskiesforex.com. Tons of content. We've been around since 2007. Tons of videos and articles and tools to help you become a better trader.
Links in the chat, guys. Thank you, Chris, for being with us today.
Good seeing you. Be well.
You too, man. All right. That was the one, the only Chris Capri. Guys, I'm going to do a little quick screen share. Yeah, I put this up. Mark the Realtor 305. I like those stocks too. I like Wish, BBIG, Tesla. I'm not really sure about. Up next, we've got Moon or Bust. So we're going to talk a lot more about cryptocurrencies. So if you have cryptocurrency questions, get them ready. I love BBIG. I love AHT. I'm with it, guys. I'm with it. Wish. I love. very, very interesting things that are happening in solar energy, happening in real estate, merger potential here with the technology that BBIG has. So yeah, those are interesting stocks. So they were not forgotten. Just no one asked about them on the show, so we didn't get to them. ALF, let me hit that really quick. ALF. Oh, it's doing some consolidation. I'll do a deeper analysis maybe tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Remember, if you guys want to get some more stuff, you can follow me on Twitter at Neil's Tweets. I want to give a big thank you to Chris Capri, always basically elevates everything we do on this show. Makes us not look like complete scrubs. So thank you guys for watching. Stick around for that moon or bust. This has been Get Technical. I'm Neil Hamilton. With me as always is producer AB. Happy trading, folks.